comes Sean Wallace. He's got a lot of traffic, and what a move!
It's a 2-on-0. Ryan Boyce tracking that puck, and he makes the save.
Here comes Davis Vanacoro. He's got one on. He makes a quick turn, and oh man, that guy's gonna feel that tomorrow.
Quick shot from the far side. Bala flashes that glove and brings it in.
Joey Caparos is out front. He gets tripped up in front of the net. Takes the shot anyway. It's in! Western takes the lead.
All right, Western hockey fans, here we are on a lovely Sunday, a windy Sunday, out of New Haven, ready to watch the boys and girl take on the Yale Junior Bulldogs. So this is a full-on 2011 team, so all 14-year-olds. Definitely going to be, a challenge. A little light today, 8 kids on our team on the ice, but 8 kids ready to have a good workout. I'll tell you what, we get a lot of ice time. A lot of ice time. So here they go, ready to have their pregame meeting over by the net, players only. And then they'll probably head out to the ice. They don't, I guess they have their strategy pregame meeting up in the locker room. I'm used to, Parker's team, they have their players only meeting and then they move over to the bench and they get another little pregame meeting from the coaches, but we seem to be doing that in the locker room, taking care of that before we head out on the ice. That's fine, puts a little agency in these kids' hands, out there. So the ref coming over to check on the net. They were having a little bit of an issue getting the net in when we were starting, but I think they got it in there good now, so. All right. So it looks like we're getting a single ref game. One ref out there. And we got the black netting to contend with today. Sorry about that, but it is what it is. I don't make the rinks. If I did, it would be transparent netting. All right, Q Collins, Devin Druin, Dave Samodi. Looks like Caparosa and Amer. And taking their time, getting things started. Well, it looks like we're ready to roll now. Yale taking it back in their own zone, firing it on up. Yale in their own zone still. Out to the right side. Now out on the far side, take the shot, snatch and grab. So a nice pickup from Mace. Number 98 between the pipes for us to start today. They wave off the icing as Yale touches it. They come up on the near side, and that's going to be, oh, we got a player down. So that's going to be an injury whistle as we go back to see our Yale's got a player down over there. Their coach will come out to check him out. He's, moving around and just looks like he's definitely in a bit of pain there. So took a shot up on the boards. And we'll give that player some privacy as they get up. So the coach checking him out. And we'll hang out here. Gets up on his own. Just needed a second or two to get his head together. Heads off the ice. They're going to go back down to that location for the face-off. No, they're going to take it down to the other side, I guess. Well, yeah, it was Western. Go back to where the injury happened. They kind of go back to where they blew the play dead. So here we go. Konzarek with the long shot and frozen by the goalie. Puck drops, wrap. Oh, they try. One gets by her. So Joey goes back to clean that up a little bit along with Yale. So they try to turn it into something offensive. Danica back behind the net. Yale back in their own zone again. They go around to fight off Q. Yale trying to cross the blue line. They had to buy themselves a little time. They go back out to the blue line. And giving chase is David Smody. Yale in possession. In the neutral. They fire it on in. Caparosa goes back there. Fighting out in the corner. Konzarek tries to get it out, but Yale picks it up. Here comes Yale. They shoot, but the shot goes way outside. Puck goes back behind the net. Caparosa goes around the corner. Davis trying to meet him at the blue line. Konzarek tries to clear it and does. Gets it out to the neutral zone and back into the Yale zone. But too many Yale team members there. Nice try though. And they get by us, but Brendan Amer sacrifices the body. Here comes that puck to the side. Go Davis, go, don't hesitate. And Yale tries to dump it in and it goes off sides. And we'll have a face-off at our blue line. Konzarek in the corner, out to Quinton. Q puts it into the neutral zone. Smody tracking it down. Big check from Brendan Amer, but Brendan, the kid was a lot bigger than him, so Brendan definitely took some collateral damage on that, but Brendan's a tough player, took the shot pretty hard, and you see that save from Mason on the outside. All right, back into it. Puck in the corner, Yale in possession. Yale goes back behind. Here goes Q. Q's going to try to catch up to it, but they got some long legs. They push it down there. Yale dumps. Brendan picks it up, fires it out into the zone. Smody is going to try to catch up to it, but they're going to let that ice, and that one's coming back. With the interesting mix of players that are out today, we've got some new positioning. Davis seems to be playing left wing. Gets that one back. And, oh, almost deflected in our own net. Big pickup from Mason Ball. All right, that one goes back behind the net. Konzarek's going to try to clear it. She's got a lot of company though. That's going to be easier said than done. And that one gets rung around. Move your feet. And there goes the shot, and it goes in. So Yale goes up by 1. Take a look at that nice save before from Mason though. Long shot coming in, deflected. Wow, by their player, not by us. All right, a lot of business happening back in our zone. Yale enters right away. Davis going to the corner. Devin Druin. Davis picks it up, dumps it out. Picked up by Yale at the blue line. Go, Davis, go, go, go! There he goes. All right, here comes Yale. Across to the neutral zone. They go into our zone, but it's picked up by Brendan. Brendan dumps it out, and that's so that'll come back. We'll have a face-off in our zone. Long shot, but picked up by Mason. All right, face off, and we're out at our blue line. Q disrupts. Samodi kicks it out. David tracking them down, trying to push them into Devin, but they get by them both. Take the long shot, goes into the corner and out of the rink. So we'll have a face-off in our corner. Cleared by Devin, but that's going to be an ice. And that'll come back. Yale from the point. Behind the net, Q Collins looking for a target. Decides to take it out himself. Dumps it down a little further. And there goes David Samodi. Devin Druin setting up in case it comes his way. And that one gets cleared out. Brendan Amer goes back to clean it up. Amer turns it around. Druin to Q. Trying to fire it up, but having a tough time getting it past Yale. And that's going to be a trip. Oh, no call. All right, well, we escaped with one. Somebody remind me that later when I complain about the call for us. We definitely got away with one there. Devin Drew, oh, there it is. And now that's going to be me complaining about the non-call. That was head-head contact, and that sure. Davis picks up the puck and fires it down, staying on it in the neutral zone, moving forward. He's like glue on this. Here we go, turns around, dumps it in. Zone entry. He's not used to going, oh, but now hasn't played net front for a long time as a defender. So that one comes back off of our stick, so that one gets rung around. Davis picks it up, looking for a now that one's in the neutral zone. They fire it back. Amer over to Caparosa. Caparosa out to Aiden. Aiden gets moving, goes up. Q trying to pick it up, but intercepted. by Yale. Davis knocks it away, gets it to Joey. All right, that one's cleared out. Go, 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 Davis, go! Pressure! All right, Davis looking at it, trying to keep some pressure on them back behind the net. And got a piece of it, but they still got to buy him, and here come Yale. Oh, Yale, another head contact. They wave it off, though. That was just, accidental. Two guys going hard at each other. Take a look before, see if I caught that hit on Devin. I was surprised. Heady. Yeah, I mean, Devin is shorter than him, but you got to kind of bring that shoulder down a little bit. I don't know. Coach Mark will tell me that's a clean hit, Matt. Even when it's his own son. I know it. I know, Coach. I know. I'm being a wimp. What can I say? All right, that one's in front of the net. Konzarek trying to clear it out, but comes back and Mason picks it up. Yale in the corner. That's Yale in the corner. Konzarek. And here goes Druin along with Brendan Amer. Amer makes his own entry, trips up on a Yale body. They wave it off, as they should. And Devin gets checked way off the puck. Other way. Druin picks it up, intercepts at the blue line, but Yale just able to push it forward. They blow the whistle. That's going to be an offsides. Let's take a look at that nice save before from Mason. All right. And they blow that one dead. They're going to try that face-off again. Goes out the left side. Picked up by Amer. To Druin. To Collins. Devin behind the net. Samodi trying to get it net front. I don't know that we have anyone there, though. Amer again makes his own entry. Takes the shot, deflected by Yale. That one's going to sting a little bit. That was a hard shot. Caparosa tries for a hit, but doesn't phase him. They take the shot, it goes wide, so no. Druin rings around. Q Collins going to try to pick it up. Yale puck in the net, but no one there for Western. So Konzarek picks it up back, gets it back to Caparosa. Caparosa, slight miss, but pushes it in and gets it out to Collins. Goes past Collins into the zone. That's going to be an offsides. Well, there we go. Quinton got back onside. Joey loses his stick. He's going to play a little soccer hockey as Yale turns it around. Long shot goes very wide. Davis Fanacoro comes in and picks it up, stops that, but Yale just swoops in with it. They got too many players. It's like they got twice as many as us on the ice. They seem to be everywhere. That one goes wide. Davis picks it up, trying to shovel it out of the neutral zone. Gets it there, makes his own entry. He's back there with Aiden Rapp. Rapp gets it. A little help from Davis. Davis centers it up. Rapp is there, but so is Yale. And that one goes all the way across. Amer tries. Samodi's going to make his own entry. Dumps it in. And Western on the attack with one Yale player in possession back behind the net. Amer comes up. Player, and Yale rings it behind. Samodi chasing. That puck goes all the way across, and that's going to be an offsides. Decent shift from Western with some little burst of offense there. Let's see if we can do it again. Aiden the nice pass, and Samodi with a Billy Joel amount of pressure. All right, here comes Yale on the move. This is a physical as heck game, guys. These are big kids and they are hitting pretty hard. They really are. Our kids are, our kids are showing a ton of heart and staying in this big time, pushing really hard. This is the level we want to see ourselves playing at, just with a few more players and against a team-ish around our own age. All right, Devin Drew. Amer clears that one in the neutral zone. Look at Q Collins. Look at that hustle from Quinton. I mean, if that doesn't inspire the rest of the team, I don't know what will. Davis goes up, picks it up, fires it back into the zone. Great pickup from Davis. And New Haven Bulldogs, whatever, they have the puck in their. That one gets dumped back behind the net. Caparosa picks it up, starts moving forward. There it is to Q and goes just behind Q. That was a hard pass, so here comes Yale on the move. They take the shot. Nice deflection from Mason. Back behind the net comes Zarek trying to pick it up, but now Caparosa. Amer on the other side. Oh no, it's Rapp and Caparosa. Rapparosa, the duo. That one goes across the center. Davis, nice clear into the neutral zone. And Yale picks it up, turns it around. That one gets cleared out. Konzarek clears it out. Davis continues, but not enough to get it out of the zone. Caparosa back behind the net. Oh, that was dirty. They waved that off. That one, Caparosa going across the ice. He's making moves, gets stolen by Yale in the neutral zone. They take the shot, goes around. Davis and Samodi are there. Let's see, collision. There's the shot, another save from Mason. Puck in front of the net. Let's see if we can clear it out. And trying to make some space and time. Caparosa gets the shot just off the goalie. Along with Druin and Rapp. That one gets by Danica, and Caparosa is going to have to clean that up. Joey gets it, shoots it down, and that's going to kill off the period. So I'll take a look at this non-call now. Come on, Coach. I know you're going to be watching this later. Normally it'd say, Matt, that was a clean hit, but I don't know about this one. That was like a punch to the head. So Q. Oh, elbow. Yeah, that was, I mean, direct to the head. So don't love to see that at all as we enter the second period. Wi-Fi here at Yale looked perhaps a little janky. Oh, we're getting some cheers, some shout outs from Eli. We miss you, big man. This is definitely a hard check-in game. We feel your presence wherever you are. Hope you're okay. Hope everything is cool. And we'll see you at practice this week for sure. So Coach Alex giving him the biz, chatting it up back there. And we'll see how we entered the second. Not bad, you know. We only gave up one in that first period. Had a couple of opportunities coming, you know, when we had one or two offensive spurts there. So we'd love to see it. You know, I said, we know we're playing a tough team. So we'd love to see if we can pick it up. Puck drops. Goes back into the Western zone. Brendan tries to clear, but Yale picks it up at the line and fires it on in. Konzarek. Yale at the line. Long shot goes back behind the net. And that one goes over the blue line, so we'll have an offsides face-off at the Western blue line. All right, Yale taking it backwards, getting their momentum ready, and then they go across ice. Danica's going to try to clean that up. She picks it off and sends it to the neutral zone. Let's see if Samodi can follow up. He's, man, applying that pressure. Serious pressure from Dave Samodi, and enough to make them dump the puck, and they get it behind there. Nice check from Brendan Amer. Sends Yale to the ground. They take the shot, and picked up by Mason Balla. Good save from 98. Good positioning, and that was a rocket. I think he was like, wow, that hit pretty hard. But he got it. Puck drops. Caparosa trying to take it forward. Goes out. There we go, Davis out on the far side. Davis is over the red line, so he's probably going to try to get it. There we go, gets it out to, who was that, Aiden Rapp. And then they turn it around and send it back. Our team will have to get on sides. They do. Joey fires it on into the zone. Davis goes forward, great deflection. And that one winds up being picked up at the side. So great stick from Davis to keep that one moving. Davis dumps it into the zone and then goes to chase it in the corner. And that's going to be an offsides, as it came out very quickly, and most of the team still on the other side of the blue line. So Western spending some time in the O-zone, which is what we like to see. Nice check from Brendan, pushes them back a little bit. And we're starting to see some dirt escalating here. Don't love that, but hopefully ref will send a message soon. Bring the tone down. They score, put one by Mason, and they're up 2-0. All right, Yale up 2-0. We do love to see when the families are supporting, even when if the kids aren't on ice that day. So thanks for checking in. We got our Western fans. Kids are playing hard, although we definitely we miss Aiden for sure, especially in a game like this. It's a lot of big boys. We need our big boy. Nice pickup from Mason, nice clear from Q. So that one fired out, and Devin Druin tries to go around him. Let's see if he makes it down, but nope, Yale turns it around. Yale fires across ice, picks up their man at the blue line. Broken up by Danica, but they keep pushing through. Devin trying to harass from behind. Here goes Danica. Another shot, but saved by Mason. Here goes Quentin. Q skating up, trying to catch up to it, but Yale's got it in their zone. That's going to be a tall order. They turn around and get some momentum going. Fire it back behind the net. Picked up by Caparosa. And that's going to be an offsides. We'll probably take a face-off back one zone. I think that they're going to say that was an intentional, so yeah, it's going to go back to the face-off at center ice. 11:49 left in the second. Western clears it to the neutral zone. Davis applying pressure. And Yale fires it on back. Brendan Amer flips to the neutral zone. Little help from Devin, but we're still not able to push it forward. Here goes Devin Drew, and we're behind them. We'll have a shot on goal. There it goes. Picked up by the Yale goalie. Davis in the corner. Clears it right to center. Slapper dapper for Brendan. Oh, man. Almost. That was a hard shot from Brendan. He came in, and that guy set back like big time. Here goes Davis in the corner. And they pass it out. And that's going to be an elbow on Devin Druin. So Devin threw an elbow to the head, and now it's going to be a face-off in the corner. Yeah, look at Devin, though, in happier times. Getting away with that shot. Nice one. The boys checking in with, it was. I know, I saw that too, but it was definitely roughing. it was, as was that. All right, Joey Caparosa able to take him off the puck. Nice clear from Brendan, and oh, that one had a little bit too much pepper on it and went out into the press box. So if I were official press, I might have a souvenir right now. All right, that one comes back, and Caparosa trying to clear. We're doing a good job of killing off some time. 57 seconds left on the power play for Yale. Nice bank from Caparosa, and let's see if we can get a little bit of help from Rapp. Almost able to get that one out, but we're not really giving Yale much of a chance of a shot, which is what we want to do on that penalty kill. Here comes their first shot attempt, and picked up by Mason and frozen. So a nice pickup from Bala. '98 coming up big there. Long shot coming in, and they deflect it, and that one goes in. So that one, not really on Mason. That was an unbelievable shot. They caught that deflection at the last minute and didn't even know if you were going to be able to pull off that deflection, Mason. He was in place for the actual shot. The deflection brought it up. You really can't, it's like a 50-50 guess. You got to kind of guess if you think the deflection is going to pull off, and if it is, you'll get up, but I don't know. I don't think he guessed, he did the best guess he could, and I think that was the smart play. Unfortunately, that was just an unbelievable deflection catch. You can try for a few hours and not get one that comes out that clean. And that's going to be nice, so we'll come out to a face-off in the offensive zone. All right, face-off in the O zone with 9:40 left. Penalty, of course, is gone after the score. Yale banks that one off, and Kanzarek goes back to try to pick it up, but she's got a lot of company. Yale goes for the shot, but swing and a miss, thank goodness, because Mason was busy covering the other side. So that one gets cleared out to the neutral zone, and Davis is going to go to apply some pressure, trying to force them to the outside, along with the rest of the team doing the same, but they wound up right in the middle. And that one cleared out to neutral, and a little more from Aiden Rapp. That one goes on on net, so that counts as a shot. And that one cleared back to the neutral zone. Oh, just by Danica, so she's going to have a little friend there for a bit. And Caparosa flips that one up. And Devin Druin off the bench comes in. Let's see if he can drag this shot in. Comes around, hits the back of the net. Puck comes out and gets by all of us, and unfortunately Yale's behind us, but Brendan Amer goes out there. Wow, look at that speed to close the gap. And Brendan with a serious check right there. Davis is going to go up, try to pick it up, and Yale's going to turn it back. All right, here comes Yale, center ice. Fires up, hits the upper corner. They try for another long shot with deflection, but Mason picks that one up. So nice pickup from Mason. Clear from Devin, but that's going to be nice and come back. All right, that one clears out to the neutral zone. Samodi's staying on there to apply some pressure. They get it back by us and fire it back to the neutral zone. And Caparosa's there. Let's see, they flip it around him and they wind up being a shot on Mason. And Western trying to push that one forward, and they call that a high stick. Yep, so it's coming back. And that one comes out, so we'll have a little pause as they go back to get another puck. So they went back to the bench for a puck, but Good Samaritan came over and got the puck, so we've now we have more pucks than we need. It was like it'd be like Mario hockey. Multiple pucks. 6:50 left in the second. Devin with a shot, rings around. Yale behind the net. And Western in the O-zone. Yale trying to turn around. Brendan Amer fires it back on in. Yale at the line, back behind the net. Amer looking for a target. Tries to get it up to Samodi, but it's just beyond us and wraps around the other side. Caparosa. Caparosa ices it to take the face off, as coach wants to see a change in some legs out there. So we'll take a face off in the corner with a couple of fresh legs from Western. And Caparosa's got room, moving down ice. Flips that one in. And we're back behind the net. They fire it on out. Here comes Yale. They head in. It taps off a Yale stick, but that was before the red line, so we'll come back for another face-off. 5:27 left in the second. Bonzarek, long shot, picked up by the goalie. Love to see that, though. Right off the faceoff. Look at that from number 17. Threaded that needle. All right, Davis applying some pressure, so Yale dumps it, and Joey picks it up in our zone, turns it around, trying to get it out to Q. Picked up by Yale in their own zone. Yale fires it out, goes by. Our boys touch up on sides. It goes back. Davis picks it up in the neutral zone, making that zone entry. Tries to juke around, but gets wrapped up at the blue line. Mason with a great save. All right, Devin Druin almost had an off to the races moment there, but I'll tell you what, they are very good at cleaning those up. And Davis takes a shot to the back on that's an iced puck. And we'll go down for a face-off in our zone. So Davis almost able to get that one by them, but not quite. They are just very good at having a lot of body in the way of these pucks when we try to clear them. Brendan Amer tries to fire that one in, but doesn't make it, and then the rest of us make it, and then someone else fires it in, and we wind up with an offsides. Very close. We'll take the face-off at center ice. All right, keep it up, Davis. All right, here we go, up on the wall. And they pop it in at the corner. And Yale's up 4-0 with 3:51 left in the second. All right, that one coming back. Face off in the corner. Long shot from Caparosa. Picked up by the goalie. So a nice shot from 88. Right off of the face-off. They tried to clear it. Joey was having none of it. Amer at the blue line, intercepted by Yale, but disrupts their timing, so they pull an offsides, and we'll go back and try it again. All right, 88, Joey. Looking for some space and time. And in front of the net, they put it in. So unfortunately, Yale goes up 5-0 with 3:13 left. All right, face-off at center ice, gets put back into our zone. Western behind their own net, trying to dig it out. Yale passing to the corners. Yale passing to the corners again. Center it up. Off a skate, back into the opposite corner. They go bar down and up 6-0. All right, that puck goes back into the corner. Devin Druin chasing. Davis tries to swat it down, but a little too high. Probably would have been a high stick if he did. And Yale is in our corner. They center it up. Devin tries to clear. Hits Yale with the puck on the way out, but they turn it around and fire it back in the corner again. Yale behind their own net. That was ridiculous. I don't think that one was a clean hit. That was right up on the boards. Right up on the boards. Ridiculous. That was nuts. Long after the play with the stick. That should be a 2-10. Sorry guys, that one should definitely be a 2-10. That was like a combination of everything. Interference, boarding, head contact. Yeah, I have a real problem with that hit. So Devin with the clear and just, yeah, the head with the stick, nonsense. So Devin's up. Again, with these things, usually Devin's kind of made of iron, so he's usually madder than he is hurt. He looks pretty angry about it. So he'll head back to the bench. And they will give him a penalty for that, so we'll be on a power play. Looks like they gave him a 130. I'm surprised, again, I don't know, I would have been, that was not clean. Pretty egregious. The reason you got to put big penalties on that, a hit like that, you're really just looking to hurt someone. Now they score shorthanded and celebrate 7 goals up. Ridiculous, yeah. Parents, the classy parents throwing hats down while they're running us up. Ridiculous. Q fires that one across into the zone. Davis applying some pressure. They dump it, get it out to the neutral zone, and fire it back behind the net. Danica behind the net, out to Q. Brendan Amer out on the right side, taken away. right in front of the net. Hamer fires that one in behind the net. That one goes back, and let's see, they're going to let that ice. They wave the icing off. God knows why. I guess they think Mason could have grabbed it, but I don't know. I always thought if the goalie lets it roll, it's icing no matter what. I understand if it's a player. Davis fires that one on to keep it inside. So Yale yelling about something. I don't know about what. And it looks like they're taking another penalty, probably too many men. So we'll have a 5-on-3 for 12 seconds of the 26 seconds left in the period, and then a power play after that. Brennan with the shot, and saved by the goalie. And that's the end of that period. Head back to the bench and get ready to enter the third. Starting to get a little chippy out there. Some of the kids throwing some stuff after the whistle here, so hopefully the refs will tamp down on that. But kind of what happens when you get a team that's running us up 7-0 and then celebrating and throwing hats down. My God. Youth sports. So chatting with Coach, see what our status will be, how we're going to come out here, change it up a little bit for the third period. Cleared out to the neutral zone. Yale. Danica has it back in the western zone. Picked up by Joey. Joey trying to make some space. And that enters the Yale zone, but they fire it all the way back. And that's going to be an ice, and we'll get a face-off in their zone. All right, that Yale behind their own zone. They try to fire it out. Joey picks it up. Let's see if he can get a shot off. Fires it in. Oh, I know David really wanted to deflect that one. I saw him, the light bulb go off over the head there, and Davis is going to chase back behind the net, give a bit of pressure. but he's just going to have a hard time catching up with that kid. That kid is huge, so one of their bigger kids fires it on into the zone, and Aiden Rapp comes out swinging. There he goes. Dave Samodi tries to get it up to Aiden, but picked off by Yale, and they pop another one in. So we'll be up at 8-0. All right, Yale goes around. Yale in the corner. Amer at the line, fires it on to keep it in. They come around back behind the net. Davis tried to apply some pressure. They turn around and went the other way. And that's going to be an ice. Coming back. All right, puck there at the face-off. Davis trying to grab it. Quinton trying to grab it. Davis gets the shot off, but too much personnel in the way there. So we're back in the Western zone. So Davis giving a little chase. There we go, in front of the net. Western fighting up against the boards, trying to get possession. All right, Davis has it, turns it around. Gets it out to Q in the neutral zone. Q gave it the tap, so that one will go into the offensive zone, no ice. They ring it around. Davis runs back to get on sides, but not quite enough time. All right, puck back behind the net. Western fighting with Yale to try to get it out. Yale looking to make some space and try to get an opening. Western pinning it back there, but long shot deflected away by Samodi. All right, Davis going on up at the line. Kicks that one in the neutral zone. Nice play from Davis. Let's see the follow-up. Stay on it. And that one gets cleared back across in the neutral zone. Dave Samodi able to grab that one. Oh, they just get by us though. Now Samodi once again picks it up and heads into the zone. Caparosa in the neutral zone, fires that one over, and that's off a Bulldog stick, so there'll be no icing as Quinton goes up to try to pick it up and see if we can get that one in. Caparosa clears that one out into the neutral zone, picked up by Yale. Across ice to Brendan Amer. Amer into the neutral zone. Q with the puck at the blue line, back in the neutral zone. Battle happening there at the line, and Brendan's going to go in the box for an interference as soon as we touch up, or could be a cross check. I think they'll probably give him the interference. Yale pulls their goalie, practicing everything they can against us, I suppose. Makes sense. Long shot back behind the net. Hayden goes to touch it, and Brendan will go in the box for the cross check. And Brendan will be ejected from the game. Took a shot at the kid on the way out. Don't yell at the kids. What's wrong with you? He's 14. They make mistakes. He's 14. They make mistakes. He's 14. Don't yell at the kids. Be a grown-up. Be a grown-up. So, coach is trying to figure out whether they want to run the clock, or I guess if they want to just wrap this one up. It's starting to get a little really chippy. We made a terrible choice, took a swing at a kid as we were going off the ice, and we'll see what they wind up doing. I don't know. So we'll see what the refs are saying. We've only got 7 kids now, so I don't know if we can even continue playing. So Devin going to the box. They might call the game. We'll have to see. So we'll see what happens. We got one in the box. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more skaters. See what they do. We're going to have a penalty for, well, it says an 8-minute penalty, but I'm sure that they'll be able to put one in and wrap that up. So it looks like we are going to play it out. So this should be interesting. We'll see. We got an 8-minute penalty. Well, like I said, I'm sure they're not going to hold back at this point. All right, Caparosa moving it down. Lots of speed. Dumps it back behind the net as he's chased by quite a lot of people from the team. Caparosa in the corner. Yale goes to the side. Dave Samodi. All right, Danica out to Joey. Joey fires that one into the zone. Yale in control. Quentin with the top of his stick picks it up, but Yale has it. They make the shot, goes just over the net. Yale in the corner. So the children do make mistakes at this age. The guy's harping on that I called it a mistake. He said, oh, it was on purpose. Yes, a mistake, an error in judgment, a bad decision. They are 13 years old and they do stupid things. We as the adults cannot terrorize the 13-year-olds that do stupid things. So they started cursing at Brendan and saying some pretty terrible things that adults should not really be saying to kids. As mad as they are, go talk to the other adult parent, talk to the kid's parent, talk to the coach. Anything but terrorizing the children. We just, you just can't do that. And you're kind of a piece of garbage if you do. My kid has taken a million, plenty of cheap shots, both of them. They've been punched. They've made bad decisions. They made good decisions. It's happened. I do not scream directly at the kids or curse and terrorize the 13-year-olds. Do not do it. So, if you do, you shouldn't be allowed back. You can't handle it. And that's the tough thing about this sport. Sometimes you watch your kid get rocked. You watch, someone take a cheap shot on your kid. It's going to happen if you play long enough. You're going to get hit, and you're going to think it's dirty, and it might be dirty. It might be the stupidest decision the other kid ever made, but you cannot threaten or make the other 13-year-old feel unsafe. You are an adult. So, some scumbag parent. You say whatever you want about the parents. I'll tell you right now, the pieces of garbage here. One of the Yale parents stood up for what we were trying to get across, which was don't yell at the kids, which was nice to hear. One of the moms saying, he's 13, you are the adult, act like the adult. And that's what we're trying to say, act like the adult. He made a stupid decision, he'll face consequences, and it is what it is. But we, no adult has the right to terrorize or put fear into the 13-year-olds. So just stop. Nice save from Mason Balla. So big save from Mason, and looks like the ref had a talk with both coaches to talk with both teams to bring the temperature down in this game, because we're just seeing straight hockey now, which is nice to see from both sides for sure. Another save from Mason, clear from Davis, and those kids are very tired. Slapper dapper, and Dave Samodi blocks it, sacrificing the body. Clear from Davis, lifting the stick, but, well, not enough to clear it, but enough to make that shot go fly up into the sky, and there's Mason with another great save. So Mason, this is like a goalie workout right now for him. Yale just passing the puck back and forth behind there, trying to get the shot off. Davis breaks it up. Another shot, Mason saves. Yale trying to position the net front. They've got someone. They do it, but Mason picks it up, and Mason freezes. So truly the Mason Balla show right now, and some great work from Western. They're getting mighty tired out there, I'll tell you that. I don't think that they anticipated that we would kill off 6 minutes of that 8-minute penalty so far. And those kids are ready to pass out. I can see it. See it in their body language. They are ready to pass out. All right, that one's cleared out of the zone, off of the Yale stick, so there wouldn't be icing even if they made it back there. Davis picks it up, fires it out of the zone again. Yale makes the zone entry on the right side. Little stick from Davis, not quite enough to get it out of there, but enough to impact the shot, and shot does not go on net. think that the boys and girl are going to get a good sleep after this one. Puck behind the net, 1:19 left in the penalty. Long shot, broken up in front of the net by Danica. And Mason still in place, and Yale not able to put it in. 1 minute left. Well, I'll tell you what, 7 minutes of 5-on-4, and they kept it scoreless. That is the game within the game, folks, and that is the thing that our boys and girls can be proud of today. That's a lot of time with no line changes because we don't have anyone else. We just don't have anyone. we have one on the bench, but we haven't been able to get it out of the zone long enough to get it. 30 seconds left. And that one gets out of the zone. Yale on the attack again. When it goes to the back, Danica picks it up. She's going to try to pop it out of the zone. Yale comes in with fresh legs. Yale's changed their lines 3 times. And they put it in with 9 seconds left. So Western killing off 7 minutes and 51 seconds of penalty kill with a pretty serious effort with very few skaters to rotate. And I see 4, or well, we don't have 4 on the bench, we can't. So I see 2 go back to the bench and just pass out after that run. 1:12 left in the game, and they're running the clock now, as they probably should have back when it was 7-0. But Joey Caparosa picks it up, fires it out of the zone, and whoa, Coach Alex has to think quick. And we'll have a face-off back in the corner with 52 seconds left. So a lot of these kids just played an 8-minute shift. If that doesn't attest to their conditioning work they've been doing, I don't know what does. Nice flip out in the zone, out of the zone from Caparosa, back into the Yale zone. Yale picked up by Danica, fires it out of the zone again. So Western doing a good job of repelling, as Yale is not picking their foot up off the gas and just trying to get one last one in, but Mason picks it up, cleared, and that's going to be the game. So no time left. Going to leave this run in just to make sure that nothing stupid happens with these other kids and parents. So you get to watch the end of the game. Everyone, Davis is giving Mason the biggest hug in the world with like how hard he knew Mason had to work there for that game. Boys are a little like PTSD after that one, boys and girl. We got yelling adults, we got all sorts of crazy stuff. All right.